Unfavorable winds, though, can drive them into the water to their death. X10. 13. 19. The effect of a large swarm in flight reaching over 1,500 meters, 5,000 feet in height is comparable to a cloud that intercepts the light of the sun. Joe 2. 10. An invasion of locusts can transform a land from a paradise-like state into a wilderness, for their appetite is voracious. Joe 2. 3. A single migratory locust consumes its own body weight in food in a day. That is proportionately 60 to 100 times as much as a human consumes. They eat not only greenery but also linen, wool, silk, and leather, not even sparing the varnish on the furniture as they penetrate the houses. The daily food consumption of a large swarm has been estimated as equaling that of 1.5 million men. A swarm of locusts progresses like a well-organized, disciplined fighting force, but without king or leader, this testifying to their instinctive wisdom. PR 30. 24, 27. Even though many perish, the onslaught continues. Fires built to check their advance are extinguished by the bodies of the dead locusts. Water-filled ditches are of no avail in impeding their progress, for these likewise become filled with their dead bodies. Joe 2. 7-9. There is no known natural enemy that can keep their devastating migrations in check, wrote a zoology professor. The New York Times Magazine, The Locust War, May 22, 1960, p. 96. Describing locust plagues in more recent times, Gersheim's Animal Life Encyclopedia 1975, Volume 2, pages 109, 110 reports. Several species of spear-throated grasshoppers cause locust plagues even today in Africa and other parts of the world. Their occasional increase to tremendous numbers and widespread migrations caused great damage to food crops in recent times. In 1873 to 1875 in Europe and in 1874 to 1877 in the USA the outbreaks were extremely severe. In 1955, a swarm of migratory locusts 250 kilometers long and 20 kilometers wide attacked southern Morocco. Again, in 1961-62, there was a plague there which could not be effectively combated. As a result, within 5 days the locusts had caused damage amounting to more than 1 billion francs in an area of over 5,000 square kilometers. In the 5 days, the migratory locusts consumed 7,000 t of oranges, the equivalent of 60,000 kilograms per hour. This is more than the yearly consumption of the entire country of France. Figurative use. Research indicates that the lifespan of the locust is between 4 and 6 months. Appropriately, therefore, the symbolic locusts of Revelation 9:5 are said to torment men for 5 months, or what would commonly be their full lifespan. When describing Assyria's military men, Nahum 3:16 mentions the locust stripping off of its skin. The locust sheds its skin 5 times to reach adult size. At Nahum 3:17 the Assyrian guardsmen and recruiting officers are compared to locusts that camp in stone pens during a cold day but flee when the sun shines forth. The allusion here may be to the fact that cold weather makes the insects numb, causing them to hide in the crevices of walls until such time as they are warmed by the sun's rays, after which they fly away. It is reported that not until their bodies reach about 21 degrees C 70 degrees F can locusts fly. Lod. Assidio textoi acute miritra longo. Lodibar 262 principal route between Egypt and Babylon and the main road from Joppa to Jerusalem. During the Common Era this strategic position exposed the city to ravages by the armies of the Romans, Saracens, Crusaders, and Mongols. Lodabar. The site where Makkah, a contemporary of King David, had his home. Tusa 9:4, 5. 17. 27 Lodabar is usually thought to be the same as Deber in Gad. Jos 13. 24, 26. Sidi Burno. 4. Log. The smallest liquid measure mentioned in the Bible. Talmudic evidence indicates the log to be 1/12 of a hin, 0.014 bath. On the basis of archaeological findings, the bath is estimated to be 22 L 5.81 gallons. If correct, This would give the log measure a capacity of about 0.31 L 0.66 pint. 1 log measure of oil was part of the prescribed offering by a cleansed leper. But 14, 2, 10, 12, 15, 21, 24. Loins. The abdominal region and the area about the hips. The Bible uses both the Hebrew words chala middle.ziyun loins and moth middle.nayun hips to refer to this area. Issa 5. 27. 2 Chi 4. 29 The Greek middle.sphus is also applied in the ordinary sense in describing John the Baptist as clothed about the loins with a leather girdle. Mount 3. 4. The section of the body designated by the word loins contains the reproductive organs. Therefore offspring are said to come out of the loins. GE 35. 11. 1 Chi 8. 19. Act 2. 30 Paul uses this fact when showing that Jesus' priesthood according to the